This clip of the Texas Bucket List is brought to you by Spirit of Texas Bank, Slovacek Sausage, Germania Insurance, TX Burger, and RV Source. Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. You know, when it comes to tall points to traverse in Texas, we have all sorts. But down on the Gulf Coast, there is one set of stairs that will set you up with a view like none other. In fact, it's a sight that's been enjoyed for nearly 2 centuries. When the fog rolls into the streets of Port Isabel, the haze puts you in a hypnotic state that can cause a case of the heebie-jeebies. Fortunately, there's a beacon of light that's been standing tall since 1852, giving locals, visitors, and most importantly, ships along the shore something to guide their way through the South Texas Sea. But for a clear view of the 50-foot-tall guiding light, wait for the biggest beacon in the sky to shine its light on the Port Isabel Lighthouse.
Welcome to the Port Isabel Lighthouse.
It's huge! Valerie Bates has been living in one of the oldest towns on the Texas coast since the 70s and has spent lots of time learning about the light that's lifted the legacy of the Lone Star State.
It is singular, it's unique. We are the only town in Texas that has a lighthouse in the middle of our town square.
Constructed over 160 years ago, the lighthouse sits on the former grounds of Fort Polk, the outpost that Zachary Taylor and his men created during the Mexican-American War in 1846. The lighthouse was a point of contention during the Civil War, with the final battle between Confederate and Union forces taking place just a few miles away at Palmetto Ranch in 1865. The beams burned bright again in 1866 and would shine off and on until 1905, when it was abandoned. After the state was given the lighthouse in 1950, it once again glowed in all its glory as a historic site.
Really, since the lighthouse was constructed, it's always been somewhat of a tourist attraction.
It's part of our history.
Well, it goes back, to, 1850, the beginning of Texas, so that's pretty impressive.
A lot of ships passing in the night.
But it's not just the history that makes the Port Isabel Lighthouse a watchtower that's well worth a stop on the Texas Bucket List.
What makes this lighthouse unique is it's the only one open to the public on the Texas Gulf Coast, so we invite folks to come inside to stroll to the top. We've got a great view, but you have to climb 74 steps and 3 short ladders to get to the top.
Oh my goodness. Ready?
Tens of thousands of people do this every year.
And I've seen people of all ages.
Yes, peering out the window at the top.
Yeah, well, let's go see it.
All right.
After a few tight squeezes and watching your head, you'll reach one of the prettiest views of Padre.
It's 16 miles in about all directions. You see the Brownsville Ship Channel through there, through the Brazos Santiago Pass, into the Gulf of Mexico.
Amazing.
It's very nice. Nice view.
Wow.
Perfect opportunity to see very large areas and see it overall as far as just a global look of it rather than just that postcard that you can buy downstairs.
It is a unique experience in Texas to be able to climb to the top of the lighthouse.
Was it worth the climb?
Yes.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
Cardio workout. I've got this Fitbit that I got for Christmas. It's a great place to see things. It's a great view, and you get your exercise time in the steps.
How many calories you burn?
I don't know. I can't figure it out yet.
We hope you don't kick the bucket at the top of the lighthouse, but
Whether you've already climbed the steps of the lighthouse,
First time up here? Nope.
or have never even been down to the Rio Grande Valley, a stop at the Port Isabel Lighthouse will shed some light on our incredible Texas history and provide a view that's hard to snuff out.
I'm kind of a lighthouse fanatic myself, so I just love walking into lighthouses.
it is such a unique experience that it's worth driving here, parking just a few yards from the base of the lighthouse and taking a stroll to the top to experience this view from South Padre Island to Brazos Santiago Pass to Boca Chica to the Brownsville Ship Channel to the Laguna Vista back behind us. All parts of the Laguna Madre Bay. It's a beautiful sight.
Well, I could say basically spring break, come down for the parties and that, but I'm beyond that point right now as far as the parties.